Hi, and welcome to another CEF Tech Talking podcast. You've got myself and Dave as normal, but this time, Dave...
We're with MK.
Yeah, with
Hello,
MK.
Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Hello, thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Welcome,
Tell us
welcome.
who you are and what you do.
Neil Bush, National Accounts at MK. Been at MK 7 years, actually. 7 years last week.
Oh, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. And then the last 2.5 years, I've been looking after CEF as a national account. So basically just...
Ah, right. That's the link between you and us, is it? Ah, right.
Yeah, so I kind of have to orchestrate all the little bits and bobs.
Ah,
Got my fingers in everything, so it's very interesting.
Such as Tech Talks.
Such as Tech Talks. Nicely done.
So we're here, aren't we, at Newmarket.
Just on a stonker at Newmarket.
It's absolutely great. How did you find it?
That was heaving. We
was,
loved
wasn't
it. Yeah,
They were coming from everywhere, weren't they?
yeah.
And again, with what you've got to show and tell, I'd imagine there's quite a lot of interest around your stand.
Very much so, yeah.
So should we get into it? What do you bring along to a Tech Talk to show people?
Well, the most innovative product we have at the moment is the Rapid Fix
Okay,
sockets.
there's one here for us to look at, isn't there? So I'll pick this up and start to have a bit of a look and a play.
So if you're listening to
click,
this,
and a
you
click.
can hear it. But if you're watching, go to YouTube and you'll see it.
Now, you say innovative? Why? I can see on the back here straight away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you've got screwless terminations. So
Right.
it's the first wiring devices with screwless terminations on them.
Okay, and are these... Now, we've done a podcast with the guys over at Vargo, haven't we? And we were talking to them about...
Yeah, they were
where
saying
this-
how
where this
big
is
it's
going.
getting, this whole
Oh,
thing.
unbelievable.
Yeah, Screwless is the way to go, isn't it?
A lot of people I spoke to didn't trust them at first. How do you find people when they come and try them out?
As soon as they've tried it and fitted one, they absolutely love it.
Oh, okay, so it's about getting that's getting the first one done, isn't it?
Yes, but you obviously do get that scepticism where people think, oh, I'm used to cranking it right up with a torque, the screwdriver,
Yeah.
not a torque screwdriver, but a manual screwdriver.
Yeah.
But those people who are skeptics, as soon as they've tried one, they are sold.
So it's a normal MK socket, isn't it?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
the back where the innovation comes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that part there.
So you've got 3 terminals per line. You've got line, neutral, and earth with 3 there.
Yeah, 4 mil.
Oh, up to 4 mil.
4 mil per
Right.
clamp.
And you're saying that this saves time, aren't you?
There's 2 elements to this. So, yes, it's a lot faster to install.
Yeah.
So versus our own regular 2747, it's about 45%.
Hold on.
2747.
You're getting technical now. What does that mean, mate? Slow it
Our
down
regular
for us.
logic double socket.
Right, okay, thank you
so
very
it's a
much.
socket.
Yeah,
I've got it here, right?
So versus the regular double socket, which everybody knows, hopefully,
Yeah.
which is already backed out terminations on that, so it's already fast to install. But this is 45% faster in independent tests than our own regular screw terminal socket.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a lot quicker, a lot easier, but the other aspect of that is the spring terminations inside will continually adjust their clamping force over the life of the product. So for 30 years, you are guaranteed to have the correct clamping force. So when you've wriggled that socket back into position and all the copper moves,
Yeah.
the spring will adjust accordingly.
Ah,
So all your arc fault stuff now,
Yeah.
etc. So if you got, when that goes back in, the spring is guaranteed to hold it at the correct clamping force.
See, I just thought it was just a screwless connection. That was it. I didn't realise all the other stuff
There's
had come
both,
with
yeah,
it.
exactly. It's quick and easy.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you've got a couple of 4s and a 2.5, and you're normally trying to wrestle them into position in one
Yeah.
termination,
Yeah.
when you wriggle that and shove it back against the wall, the 2.5
Yeah.
can get muscled out of. It's not going to feel the love. If it's got its own little termination, it's going to. It's going to feel the love.
There's a lot of love in the room.
There's
Isn't
a lot
there? We were
of
talking about
love
love
in
earlier, weren't we?
So that looks more complex to manufacture. So is there a premium
Big
on
time.
that?
Yeah. So the cost is about £1 more.
Right.
You've got them at a great price online.
Oh, naturally.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah, you can go straight to find us at cef.co.uk.
Is that where it is?
I'll get a pound every time I say it.
And 10% off if you got the voucher for
Yeah,
it.
Exactly.
you do, yeah.
And they come in a nice box of 5, so it's perfect for people to try them out. It is a price premium on it. But like I said, even the people who've gone for that and said, I want to try this out, have gone straight back to them. So it's about 10% now of our white double socket sales have already transitioned across to this.
Wow.
And we anticipate it by the end of the year should be about 20%.
I've noticed something else on here, Dave, just looking at this. It's got test points on here. So,
They love it. You show them, show people the test and the stripping gauge on the top there.
look at that.
So you've got a 10 mil stripping guide.
So we have to describe this, don't we? So
Yes,
on the
we do.
back of the socket, what you've got is you've got two which accepts the terminals, the probes,
Yeah, it takes
to
probes.
take on live.
So you haven't got to fiddle
literals,
around
you don't
trying
have
to,
muck
because obviously
about.
it's harder to get in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they have to be there because there are no screw heads to put your probes onto. And then the stripping gauge as well, which shows you how long to strip the cable to go in perfectly into those holes.
Oh, you're making it a bit easier now, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, it's almost like we've planned it.
But what is that? What else are you bringing to Tech Talks?
So Rapid Fix has been the biggest noise. Everybody wants to play with that and have a look at that.
Yeah.
MK Dimensions, which is our decorative range, everybody's had a look at that and loves
okay.
that. Very competitive range. Again, it's next day from CF Online. The matte black is the one that everybody wants to go
It is,
for.
isn't it? Everyone's going black
I know,
at the moment. Yeah,
I know.
matte black is what the rage is. I understand it. You've got grey window frames, black sockets.
Yeah.
I'm a white socket man myself.
Yeah,
but it's interesting to see the shape of your sockets hasn't changed in
22 years or whatever it is. Yeah, since Logic.
obviously a winning design that people.
Yeah, and it still looks fresh, doesn't it?
It does look
Still,
fresh. It
yeah.
does. I've got MKs at home, and that is exactly the same as that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is clearly the back of the socket, the technology. So your research and development team must have been really spent a lot of time on
That was probably about 2 years.
Was it really?
Yeah.
So was that a chicken and egg thing? Who first said these screw terminals we've been using for a long time need to be updated? How did that come about? Was it research? Or?
Yeah, it's user feedback. Yeah, so we had what do you call it? Where you get little customer groups where you
Focus groups.
Yeah. So we've been talking to people for ages about it and working on models, and then eventually bringing it to market. But yeah, there's been people crying out for it.
You can see it looks like you've put an awful lot of effort into it. And was that done here? So you've got a team here in the UK looking after that.
Yeah. So yeah, all the R&D's done here. Yeah, and this actually comes in from overseas, but we are looking to have that made in the UK because 80% of what MK, 80% of what we sell in the UK is made in the UK. So all your sustainable flag waving, MK is the brand.
Oh, fantastic. So we've spoken about that, some of your decorative stuff. What else have you guys screaming about at the minute?
Well, the big thing that's coming is the connected socket. So that's coming in July, hopefully, or Q3 anyway.
What does that mean?
What's that? Tell us about that.
Okay, so connected socket is for a commercial use. You're going to have a socket which can just retrofit into existing points.
Okay.
So we'll have them on Logic, which is the white plastic, metal clad, and in floor boxes.
Right.
And then these sockets, you can connect via an app to a hub, which you hide in a building void, which talks to your building management system. So basically, anyone who's on a Trend building management system, which is another one of our sister companies in Honeywell.
Okay. Hold on. Actually, the amazing guys over at MK have told us these sockets work with all types of building management systems. Anyway, enough of me. Let's get back to the podcast.
If you've got a Trend BMS system, you can get these sockets and start to reduce your small power energy consumption. So your building managers have already splashed out all their money on LED lighting.
Yeah.
They've already sorted out all their HVAC.
Yeah, they've done all that. So the next logical
Small
thing
power
is
is the next thing. So these connected sockets, you've got three things about them. You've got scheduled timing on them. So you could have it that sockets which are connected to non-perishable drinks machines or food machines, whatever, printers, they can all switch off at, say, 7 in the evening and fire up again at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, all around the entire building.
Yeah.
So you've got scheduled timing on them. You've got limits on current draw that can be taken through the socket. So if, for example, you've got a lovely fancy air-conditioned building and there's someone who's got a little...
It's always that someone, isn't there?
who's got a fan heater...
Under the desk.
Under the desk, which is on
nice and warm.
right now. Yeah, all day, on at night, probably.
Yeah.
So you can give that person a warning and say, look, you're not allowed to use that anymore.
Yeah.
And you could set a current limit on that socket. And then the next time they fire that up, it could be that it shuts down, but it's only like a soft warning. So they can go, oh, it's shut down, and they press the button and it would fire up again. Or if you've had a chat with this person, so seriously, you need to stop bringing that heater in, and you give them a hard warning, it could be that once that socket goes boom up to 13 amps or 10 amps, whatever it would draw, it's like a hard off. So at that point, they try to turn it back on again, and the light just blinks. So it would say, yeah, I register that you are trying to press the button,
but you ain't
but
having
I'm
it.
telling you...
You've been told about this.
Yeah, we've been warned once.
Yeah.
Twice. So
Yeah.
me and you have been talking today about the need for energy monitoring and stuff like that. This lends itself so much to that, doesn't it?
Oh, massively so.
Yeah.
So in some of so we've had trial installations where there's existing Honeywell fire systems and Honeywell other trench systems, and some of the savings they've had are like 30% straight away.
Today's energy costs, I'll have a bit of that.
You've got it, exactly. So the time to bring this out, whilst energy costs are going through the roof, is unbelievable.
Yeah, you couldn't have hit that. So that's available for people to come and look at now, is it?
We haven't got them here,
right,
but it's so imminent that
any minute.
Do you see a market for that in domestic as well?
it's not for domestic use.
It's
So
purely
you
for-
have to have it. Yeah, so it has to be part of a trend
Building management system.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Yeah, so it's proper commercial.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people who already do
Smart.
connected sockets, which you
Yeah.
can do with your phone. You can
Yeah.
turn the lights off or whatever it be.
But that sophistication of turning up, I'm just thinking for kids, bedrooms.
Yeah, go to bed.
Limiting the current,
Turn it off.
turning off the socket. There's a market there.
Maybe, but yeah, that's not the original. The other thing I haven't pointed out, sorry. So yeah, you've got the scheduling side of it, you've got the current limit side of it, but every socket also has a temperature gauge in it.
Right.
So if a socket reaches a certain temperature, it can automatically be shut down, or the building manager can say, why is that socket, and why am I getting an alert on my computer saying that socket over in that area is getting warm, and can shut it down, for example.
Very clever, isn't it?
Someone's plugged their electric car in.
Yeah, that'll be it, yeah.
But in terms of the energy saving, when one of these trial installations where they went around and fitted all the sockets, and then someone was like, what is going on that socket there? And they immediately realised that the machinery that was plugged into it was at fault
Oh, yeah.
and was drawing
overload.
double as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they then swapped that out and immediately had an energy saving and realised that they were going to have a failure on that machine.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's really, so, coming along to one of these events and talking to you guys, they're going to find out loads, aren't they, really?
Yeah,
And your team's been going around with us, and I know every time I look over, you're sort of 3 or 4 people deep. So there is obviously interest in what you've got to show people. And,
It's been brilliant,
and,
yeah.
There's the other stuff. When we've got some of the bits that your merchandise that you've got here, and you've got MK Base as well to scream and shout about, haven't you?
So MK. So historically, everybody knows MK as being the premium brand, and it's always at the top of the tree. But where there's people who want the MK brand but can't stretch to the logic, that's where MK Base comes in.
Oh, right. So you're offering all different levels of the...
We do now. Yeah.
I got you. Right, yeah, it makes absolute perfect sense. So one extra thing we see on your stand as well is the anti-bacterial, anti-microbial signs.
Yeah.
So this is obviously something else that you're shouting about, isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously in the last couple of years with COVID and you get antibacterial, it's a big topic.
Yes, at the moment.
So we actually have now tested Logic and Base, which is the competitive range, to a standard which is called ISO 22196, which obviously you knew that off the top of your head.
Yeah,
You mentioned it this morning.
I did, yeah. So that's obviously a standard that will dictate does it pass or doesn't it pass with
Correct.
fighting
But
what's on it.
generally, it's a standard which is used in other parts of... So nobody's done it in the electrical world before. So it's normally about sort of HVAC systems or something. They say, does it pass this standard?
Oh, okay.
And you've got like a test virus. I won't give you the name of it, although
Thank you.
I'm sure you know the name. But anyway,
I do. Yeah, it just escapes
I
me at
think
the moment.
we don't need to go into that. We all know it. Yeah.
we all know PHIX174.
That's it.
174.
Yeah,
That's the best one, isn't it?
It's a very small virus. It's hard to detect, and it's a non-enveloped virus. You've got
I know the envelopes, and I know about those ones. Yeah.
So you've got enveloped viruses, you've got non-enveloped viruses. Enveloped viruses are easier to kill because if you pop the envelope, they die.
Yeah.
Non-enveloped viruses like this PHI one and like COVID are harder to detect, harder to kill.
Yeah.
And Logic and Base sockets can kill this PHI, whatever it is, to 99.99% effective rate. So as soon as this virus comes in contact with the socket, it doesn't just die on the socket actively kills the virus.
And does that property retain for a long time?
Yeah, over the life of the product. You've got a 30-year guarantee on the product. The rockers have got it as well. It's inherent in that property. So it's made out of a product called urea, which is a very organic material.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is Antibac by default.
It's interesting that I hadn't heard about the Antibac on these things. They seem to just put it on there but never shout about it. And then suddenly COVID meant everybody was talking about it.
Yeah. So it did become a bigger topic. But Logic has been Antibac, anti-microbial for 20 odd years.
Yes, no, I learned that.
Now that we've tested it to this new standard, we haven't changed the product, but now that we've found this new standard and tested to this new standard, you know that all the logic which has been installed over the last 20 odd years already complies to that.
That peace of mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's absolute peace of mind. So, Tech Talks, obviously, they're big for us. They seem to be really big for you. We've got lots more coming up, and you're coming along to those as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we're at nearly all of them, yeah.
Yeah, you're coming to those. So if you want to find out more, you can come along to a local Tech Talk. You can find out about that from our website, and you can meet Neil and the team, because they're going to be there with all their products as well. And you can come and see me and Dave. We want to say hello.
We'll give you some stuff as
well.
Yeah,
there's lots of bits and bobs that you can come along to. So from me, Dave, and the rest of the team here, thank you very much for coming along and showing us what you've got. It's been brilliant to catch up again. And from us here at CEF Tech Talking, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Thanks very much.